right now. Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Good morning. What a beautiful morning it is. I'm excited to have with me this morning.
Good morning.
Reverend Skip Alexander. You know, he's a professional. Has been doing this for quite some time.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, he's with us today.
I've traveled all the way to Hollywood this morning.
All the way from Hollywood. Okay.
To Hollywood.
To Hollywood.
Right.
Okay. This is Hollywood.
Yes.
It really is. It really is. It's really a great studio at New Orleans Talk
Fabulous.
Network. Yeah, 7601 West Bank Expressway. We're all the way live, Rev.
We're all
the way live. We're
Facebooking.
Facebooking, YouTube.
They have the nice engineers here.
Yeah, wonderful,
and,
nice young
fully,
engineers.
It's fully complemented to modern times.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We've come a long way, baby.
We certainly have. Come a long way.
And thank you so much for listening to New Orleans Talk Network this morning. This morning is Thursday morning, and it's a beautiful morning outside. There's no liquid sunshine, not as yet, but of course we're expecting some. But the sun is shining brightly, and we had a nice trip over here on the West Bank, the West Bank. You familiar with the West Bank?
Well, I'm familiar with making it like it was.
Making it like
I didn't come to enjoy what somebody else did or to embark upon somebody else's job.
Okay.
I struck the West Jefferson Hospital, my wife and I. We made better jobs for black people in Marrero and Westwego and Harvey. We showed the councilman at that time, who was segregationist, that it couldn't be that way. We were at the Lincoln High School, one of the great schools of the West Bank, to show leadership that came from that school.
That's correct. That's correct. Yes, Rev. Let's share a little bit more about that in the years that it took place. Who was involved? I know you were number one. You were involved in it, but there had other people involved in it?
We had a funeral. You remember that funeral I went to for Miss Winston?
Yes.
She was one of the leaders of it. A young lady that worked at the West Jefferson Hospital, and she gave her time. Her and her husband, they gave their time, and we had about 150 picketers, and finally we won the strike, and they began to hire black people in Marrero. Those black people who work at West Jefferson now never knew there was a time like this when they couldn't be hired as a black person. So when black people come over there, you've got to give them a courtesy now, because you couldn't be there at one time.
Right, that's right. And approximately what year was that?
Well, being an old guy and forgot all the years,
Okay,
but they know the
right.
years.
Yeah, okay, all right. So
Back in the 60s.
Yeah, back in the 60s. Okay, I remember those days. I was here, but not.
I'm
with
sure
the
you
strike.
you was here.
With the strike,
You was here all the
I
time. You've been here.
appreciate
You
what
was here
did,
for
Rev.
all ages.
I'm old, but not that old. I'm not that old, but I appreciate what you have done and all of the rest of the people. But the beat goes on.
Well, then
The beat goes on. We're still
blacks
struggling.
and on the West Bank have not been given the credits duly that they deserve.
Right.
Black people discovered, like Christopher Columbus, Walkertown. That was discovered by black people, and the couple grandchildren, a granddaughter and a husband, who they're still living, or they moved to Algiers, but they're still living. And then there's the church up in Gretna that has the history of it, of all of this, and the people ought to bring out these things, how great the West Bank is, because a lot of blacks was driven from New Orleans. When they were driven from New Orleans and couldn't make it over there during segregation, where you think they came?
Right, they didn't just appear.
They came here.
That's right.
to the West Bank.
To the West Bank, the West Bank. And you know what else I would like for you to share, Reb? In the 60s, I was in high school during those days.
Really?
Yes, I was in high school. However, we traveled on the ferry a lot because I have relatives here on the West Bank. So the ferry was our mode of transportation getting in or across the waters. Now they're proposing to not have a ferry that carry cars. And I don't think it's happening now.
They want you to go over the bridge because
Over the
soon they're going to put the toll back on the bridge.
Oh,
Well, they're not saying that it's secretly. It's secretly they're doing it, negotiating to put
the
it.
fares back on there.
Yeah, they say that they shouldn't have taken them off because all
They're losing a lot of
all
money.
the crooks used to get money from that politicians.
tell me
So
about it.
now
Yeah.
they put it back on. But
Does.
I suggest to the people who live on the West Bank, don't let them do it. Stand up. Don't let them do it.
Please do.
March against it.
March.
Demand against it. Go in your churches. You got a great quarterback over here named Reverend Brown.
That's right.
Reverend Brown. Tell Reverend Brown they're trying to put it back on.
Right. As a matter of fact, I did receive some correspondence in the mail regarding the toll, and I said, "There's no more tolls."
Look,
So
you're
they're letting the cat
you're
out
not
the
rich
bag.
enough to go back and forth across that bridge
They're letting
because
the cat out the bag
Right.
because it recently, like yesterday, it was like toll. There's no toll. So I would hate for that to happen, but oh my God,
they'll put it back on there.
Yeah, restricting transportation.
And now one of the other things that to block the growth of blacks on the West Bank is the Jackson Avenue Ferry.
Yes.
There's a woman mayor over Gretna, and she's in with those who don't want that the blacks to come across the Jackson Avenue Ferry. So the best way to keep the blacks from coming across the Jackson Avenue Ferry, don't inaugurate it again so it'll be active again.
Right.
They close it down forever, even though they
Wow.
spent millions and millions of dollars to renovate it.
Yes.
As you come on the
That's true.
on the New Orleans side, you see how nice it is.
That's
and
true.
But those are things that our young people gonna have to fight for.
Yes, right. We have fought and we're still fighting. As a matter of fact, we have a meeting every Monday at Christian Unity Baptist Church. That's every Monday at 4:45. And if you're concerned about what's going on in the city and what's going on in the state, a lot of people are concentrating on national news now, but it's definitely affecting us here in New Orleans and also in the surrounding areas. So if you are interested in changing things and making things happen positively, okay, we
go
will
ahead.
definitely enjoy
Me too
seeing
much.
you on a Monday evening at 4:45.
I'm glad you're one of the leaders of that activity over at
Yes.
Christian Unity Church because
Yes.
you can be a traveler and that you're on radio and television on both sides of the river. You can be of a great help to that activity so it can grow.
Yes, I try to stay abreast of Reb because I know the changes that are made now will last for quite some time. And I do have children, grandchildren, and great grandchildren, and I would like for them to enjoy, the amenities of New Orleans in the surrounding areas.
Well, they talk about the youth, the young people, but the young people have to learn how to be acceptable to old people. The old people with the knowledge, handing it to young people. They can't treat the young people any kind of way and get it. They have to be smart enough to know how to go with the person who's telling them how to do and how to get activity and how to progress, and they got to treat them with respect.
Right, truly, that's truly the reason why.
So we know about youth. We know it's there.
Yeah, we have
but
a-
we want to train you. But you have to learn how to respect the elderly person who's training you.
Right, and we have a lot of young people and students that come to the meeting also. This last Tuesday past, we had at least 12 young people that came to the meeting, were very attentive, and they had something to share, with us. And they learned a lot. They took a lot away from what we were saying and what we were protesting against.
I like to always tell the young people, you're going to be young for so long.
Yes.
So learn and get your operation to learn as a young person, learn everything you can, but as you grow older, then learn as you grow older to the progress of growing older. older. You can't fight as a young person. You'll be a young person, and then as you grow older, you continue to fight like a young person. Well, that age, your age, you have to go on with your age and progress with your age.
Right,
You
that's
can't say that I'm 50 years old, but I'm a young boy and I'm for young things. No, it can't be that way.
Yeah, 50 is young.
Each generation has its youth.
50 is definitely young.
Each generation has its youth, and you have to move on and let the other generation move in.
Oh yes, definitely, and that is progress. That's called progress. And as we were talking about on our way over here, some of the politicians in Washington, we were, in the mindset that since that horrible incident happened to the Republicans, and some people call them Republicans, they
You know some stuff.
they actually are acting as if they are, because remember Frank Nitti and Al Capone
Yeah.
in those days. You never heard anything about them saying, "Oh, but
Call us
since
Marcellus."
since everybody's getting shot up, let's have a gun control law." They never did, but they were thugs, right?
Right.
Okay, so
They didn't want a gun control law because they'd like to go around shooting and holding up the banks and all that.
and that was, and it is today.
Yeah.
So they say, no, we don't want gun control. What we want to do is make sure everyone has a gun.
And anybody who's been in the robbery business want a gun.
I say, yeah. So I say they're Republicans. It's like, hey, let's get more guns. One of ours got shot, and in critical condition. Let's get some more guns. Really?
Well, the city area of Jefferson Parish and Orleans Parish and the surrounding parishes all the way up to Bogalusa, violence has taken place.
Yes.
And there's no way to say, well, I'm going to move out of Jefferson Parish, I'm going to move out of New Orleans,
Right.
I'm going to move to the country. Well, there's violence there too.
That's right.
All the way up to Baton Rouge, there's
That's
violence.
right. That's
So
right.
violence is an activity that all of us are pronged to meet. And we all have to work toward eradicating violence. And we all have to work toward making the schools susceptible to the coming times. All the schools are now under attack to make the black kids not learn, and they say they have an activity where if they say anything, they can be put out and not return.
It's true, but the fact of the matter is, if everyone carries a gun, and I know some people who have guns and have the license to carry a gun, concealed and unconcealed. Unconcealed is
Well, you can have it to protect your home. Somebody
you don't
breaking
need a
your home
license for
on
that.
you.
You can-
Suppose
you
you're
can-
sleeping. Suppose you're sleeping and somebody be crawling through the window. You protect your home. Well, that's okay.
Yeah. It's not
But
funny,
to walk out on the street with a big gun on your side,
Yeah.
it's
legal.
not. It's legal.
Yes, it is.
Now, when I was in the Air Force and we all came back from Japan, the black soldiers, they told us to put our guns on the side, and the white boys, they let them take their guns with them.
Wow.
Well, you say wow to that, but it happened.
Yes, but then happened when you were entering the.
We would come back to the States.
Come back to the States.
Right.
Wow.
Well, we was over there, we could
They
have
can
it.
carry guns, but you can't.
Over there, we could have the gun.
Yeah,
But when
not
we came
here.
back, we had
Yeah,
to
you
put the
can't
gun
shoot
away.
us, wow.
All of us come. They call our name,
Yeah.
Samson Alexander, here, and give me a rifle. Put it
Right.
right there. Okay. You check. Next one. Check. Next one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, practically it's the same now, because I know if you or I would walk out in the street with a gun on us in a holster like they do, they would arrest us or find some probable cause to make sure that we go to jail and spend some time. Maybe we have the light out or blinking the left or driving erratically, meaning that you're changing lanes. It's just something that they put on us.
The blacks
to
have
make sure
to
that
fight
it's
for their rights. Even though you're getting rights, don't lay back and say, "Oh, how nice it is," and I'm not going to do anything anymore because it's so nice what I'm getting, these rights. You have to continue in your generation to fight to make it better. And those before you, your grandparents made it better, and now you have to maintain it. And all of us must be registered to vote. And what I'm going to get if I vote? You already got it. Life, liberty, and the prepare of happiness. That's what you're going to get.
That's true. And with that being said, Rev, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with some more good news.
Okay, all right, okay. All right, Miss Lamb.
I see trees of green, roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself,
how does a crawfish or shrimp etouffee sound? What about a piping hot cup of gumbo or a catfish platter with soft shell crawfish, catfish, livers, and pickles? And that's just for starters. What about entrees? If this is getting your mouth watering, then you need to come to the Praline Connection. Our down-home Cajun Creole-style restaurant has been providing soul food at affordable prices for over 20 years. And our pralines are delicious. We're a restaurant, a gift shop, and a candy shop, all in one. Bring your friends and enjoy an amazing meal today. Come see us at 542 Finchman Street in New Orleans, or check us out online at www.pralinconnection.com, and be sure to like us on Facebook. You can also give us a call at 504-943-3934.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
This is Remus Bowman. I want to invite you every Monday at 12 o'clock live for You and Your Credit. You can call in, you can ask me questions. Believe me, I've got most of the answers for you. We're going to help you get a good credit score. We're going to open doors for you to have an opportunity to be successful and pay low interest for your automobile, your home, your credit cards, everything that you buy. We're going to put you on a great path to have a successful future. Send me your request for information. I'll be glad to answer your question. Every Monday at 12 o'clock, join me from 12 to 1 Monday afternoon for You and Your Credit, originating from New Orleans Talk Network.
Y'all know me, this is the people person here.
Big homie head.
It's your boy Fred.
This man, the big fan.
Right. Listen, we're your host of the New Orleans Talk Network's Fan View. Real fans talk, real sports. Check us out every Thursday night, 6 p.m.
Now New Orleans has a choice. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app for your mobile device, or listen at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com.
They can't.
I see trees of
Join us
green.
again at New Orleans Talk Network. Do you know download us in live?
To advance so much, so it's no need to not be informed.
Right.
And New Orleans Talk Network is a leader in the field. So
Yes.
we're not behind anything. We're not
We're ahead
dragging.
of the game.
We are the leader.
Yes, we are. We're ahead of the game. Although we are located on the west bank of Louisiana.
We are located on the best bank.
The best bank. You know, you can take us wherever you go. You know, please do.
If you're up in Minnesota, you can get us.
That's true.
If you're in New York, you
Listen
can get
to
us.
our
California.
programming is all day long and anytime you want it. You don't have to listen to it at 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock or any o'clock. You listen to
Any
it
o'clock.
whenever you want to. Whenever you want to.
That's
you know,
all right.
It's at your convenience, Bert, at your convenience, New Orleans Talk Network. We are here today, and I'm so happy to have with me my co-host for a long, long, long time.
It's
Remember
good.
when we first started?
Yes.
We started a long time ago. And Reverend Skip Alexander is not only is a broadcasting professional, he preaches at Christian Unity Baptist Church on Wednesdays, right?
Yes, on Wednesdays from at 11 o'clock service began, but you could come in before 11, and after that we'll give you a meal.
Oh, wow. Delicious
After you depart, you'll have a little sandwich.
Wow, that's wonderful. Sandwiches. And on Mondays, I would like to add, we have cooked food, or hot food, as we call it, hot plates. And we have some 2 or 3 excellent cooks over there.
Yeah.
And the house is packed. However, we are inviting more people. We can make more room, make more plates, and cook more food, because the knowledge is very great over there. A lot of people don't know of the things, and they're quite aware when they leave that we're moving. You know, we have a lot of injustices that we're fighting, and the beat goes on.
The civil rights movement, as we knew it with Dr. King, may have been over in the 60s, but it's been picked up by the community the activity that you're talking about.
Yes, right. Reverend Webster. And
Reverend
also,
Webster, they picked it up.
And also, we have another guy, Mr. Bryant.
Right.
You know, he's a co-chair of the meeting on Mondays. And
so a lot of people be asking,
4:45.
a lot of black citizens around the city and state asking that the civil rights movement has gone in another direction. What happened? Well, this is what happened. We have Justice and Beyond.
That's right. Come join us every
And if you
Monday
want the address
at
and you want the
4:45.
phone number, I'm
Yes.
sure Miss Linda will give it to you.
Oh yes, it's right on the
She has
corner
the
of
mind to
Conti
remember
and
numbers.
Conti in North Claiborne.
Now
if
you
remember
you
the
say
old-
you don't know where Conti is. If your car get towed in, you'll know where it is.
That's right. It's right across the street from the Auto Pound, for New Orleans Auto Pound, and also.
Now, what was the building before we got there?
Before it turned into that wonderful church, it was a bowling alley and also a skating rink.
Okay.
So I visited all 3 of the events there: the church as it is now, the skating rink as it was before, and also the bowling alley.
Okay.
Had a lot of fun there.
So that
Even-
progress is moving on.
Yes. Even to this day, have a lot of fun in that one space. So it's been blessed to have a gathering of people who want to have fun and also learn, and especially learn about the Lord.
And leaders like Reverend Jones is giving of his her knowledge
Oh, yes.
and activity and
Oh, yes.
monies and know-how to this generation.
Oh,
So
yes.
they have to know how. We're not just sitting here on our own.
No.
Somebody paying the
Mr.
price
Jones. Yeah,
for
Dr.
that.
Jones,
As he
right.
was an elected official, and because he's not elected official anymore, he didn't just give up and say, "Well, I'm not elected official anymore. I give up."
Yeah, I'm not gonna
No,
have
he
to
didn't
give
just give up.
No,
He
he didn't
continued
stand.
to fight on and to progress on.
Yes,
And
God
that's
bless
as a result of that. That's why we are sitting here.
That's right. That's true. And this wonderful building located at 7601 can also be used for your next wedding.
Well, it could be like the Empire State Building.
Yeah, I mean, any activity you would like to have here, we are here to.
Weddings.
Yes.
I have a lot of weddings. They
Definitely.
call me for it all hours of the night. So
Definitely.
this could be a site.
Right, and the number to call is 504-341-8255.
Right.
Yes, and we will accommodate you with whatever event that you have. Any event that you have, we will be here to help you to enjoy your festivities. So, again, the address is 7601 West Bank Expressway, and the phone number is 504-341-8255. They have a lot of weddings going on. This is the month.
Well, this is the month for it. And
weddings the next month also.
right. If you,
And what else is happening?
those who want to get married, and
Yeah.
if the guy take a knee and kneel down and put a ring on your finger, call me at 891-4959.
Well, repeat that again, please.
891-4959.
504-891-4959.
Make sure he kneel down now. Make sure he kneel.
With a ring.
Yeah.
Put a ring on it.
And put that
For
ring
real.
on your finger.
Really and truly. Yes, we're available for your reception. I would like to dedicate this day, this special day, because of 2 officers in Virginia. And they were black officers. They were. It was a man and a woman who actually took the initiative. Of course, it's their job. They were in security with Scalise, your representative from Louisiana. He was, as you know, was shot on yesterday. However, these 2 officers, everybody's talking about Scalise, and that's, all well, and that's what they want to talk about. But I want to talk about the two officers that actually saved the lives of the other representatives and also the employees of the United States government. And those officers' names are from the Capitol Police officers, and their names are David Bailey and Crystal Grinner. And I would like to dedicate this show and this whole day as their day, because without their professionalism, and marksmanship, that killer probably would still be, shooter would probably still be alive. We do not want to think of politics at the time when someone gets shot. We want to think of the person who is a father, and also he's a husband, a brother of someone, and an uncle of someone. So that person was shot. However, the two people that helped to save the other lives should be honored properly.
Last night at Orleans Parish Democratic Committee, prayer was offered for them at the meeting by me.
Great, by you. Okay, so you initiated a prayer, and I'm pretty sure everyone there joined you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's wonderful. Yes, and don't forget the names. Please don't forget, because I remember Doug Williams when he was MVP for a Super Bowl the year that he did. They did not acknowledge him. So please acknowledge these two officers, police officers, Capitol Police officers, and please pray for them and also for the people who are involved. With that being said, Rad, we're going to take another short break.
And then we're going to come back.
Okay, and we'll come back. Thank you.
Yeah, the two.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you.
Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Hey, what's up, readers and shakers? It's time for a new horizon in literary talk. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions is a literary lounge for readers who want to make informed decisions on how they spend their reading dollars. Each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, authors will join us in the lounge for real talk with real readers. Horizons with Meet the World Image Solutions. This is the place to be for the best in literary conversation. See you there.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready, because the conversation will be hot, and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app, available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
There's soul food. And then there's food for the soul. At a time where we live to eat, the Praline Connection restaurant serves up recipes that reach back into days long gone. The kind of meals your mama cooked up for Sunday dinner. Fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and candied yams, homemade meatloaf with garlic mashed potatoes and string beans, or Nolan's filet gumbo. That's the real soul you get only at the Praline Connection restaurant, located at the Kona, Chalmers and Frenchman Street in the Marinade.
I like the
New Orleans Talk Network.
happy to be.
It's not,
well, you never know.
Oh, I know. You'll come back. You'll come back. If I have to go on that wonderful street and drag you, you know, I can go up that porch. And as a matter of fact, I can ride up, you know, and on the porch.
Got the ramp.
Yeah, big old ramp up there. Tell us about that ramp that you...
Well, I'm a disabled American veteran, ex-prisoner of war and all that. But all the veterans are entitled to, as they get old and their legs fail, they can have a ramp to ride up, and they give them the facilities to operate with. And you could have a elevator that, if you have an upstairs house, that go take you up rather than go up, because you'll be old and weak. Well, you don't have to worry about it. It's set right in a little chair and go right on up.
Wow, and that's provided by the disabled
the United
veterans?
States.
United States.
Right.
Okay.
If I had a sign on my fence, a United States veteran, that sometime in neighborhoods where you live, you have to have that, because people don't respect veterans.
Really? They have to know that. They have to know that. Well, that's great.
I have a garage, and it has 24 hours on it. If I should get sick at midnight and an ambulance comes for me and somebody's blocking the garage, well, you see, that's not supposed to be.
Wow, no, they're not supposed
That's
to.
why we have the sign, do not
park. Yes. Yes, and I don't know why that happens, but it happened to me also. Of course, you know, I have a gate, a mobile gate, and I was trying to get out one day. As a matter of fact, I was trying to get in. Somebody was parked there. You know, and for the police to come out for something that's nonviolent will be maybe tomorrow, if not by Christmas, by New Year's night. But, you know, it's horrible that people park in front of your driveway. Please do not do that. And I'm so happy that the veterans are accommodating you, you know, because a lot of people...
The Veterans Administration.
Yeah, the Veterans Administration, a lot of people...
They are wonderful.
Yeah.
They have, in fact, Michelle Obama did a lot while she was there for the veterans, and she made them... they was not doing what they're doing now. And before she left the White House, she made sure that they accommodate the veterans.
Okay, that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Well, we know that we had a great First Lady, you know, and they're still, you know, around having a good time and exploring things. They don't have all the pressure on them.
And they're setting an example.
They were still there.
They're setting an example. They're sending their children to school.
Yes.
And that's an example for us, all our children here in Marrero and West Wego and Gretna and Algiers, to mark them. They're sending their kids to the best schools, and we need to do the same thing. And we need to go to the schools, the parents, and see about the kids in the school. Don't just send them there and don't ever go to those schools. Go to those schools and stand around and get permission to be in the schools to see what your children are doing. And then if you're satisfied, and then after all, you go to school board meetings. Please go to school board meetings. Don't just say, well, I don't go to that.
Right, exactly.
Please, if you have children in school, go to those meetings and participate. Don't just go there and set up and criticize. Participate.
That's true. That's true. And if you don't have children in the public school system, all of the children are our children. You know, you have to live with these children, the children that are in our neighborhood, the children, if we go somewhere, we're not at home all of the time. I know I'm not. And we meet them every day, all day long. So why not get involved in the people who surround you, the people who take part in your life?
I have not been satisfied with us as African Americans going to PTA meetings, school board meetings. We don't go as I think we ought to go.
That's true.
And take my advice. Those of you who just sit home and know that meeting is that night, and you just sit home and looking at television and say, "I'm not going to go." Please change that attitude and go and see what your children are doing and what their laws are, and you might be able to add something to help the school children.
Yes, that's
just
true.
like they got a big problem now with the buses,
Oh,
and
tell
you
me
ought to
about
go
it.
there and participate.
Horrible. Yeah, it was discussed at the meeting with Justice and Beyond on Monday evening and also Tuesday afternoon that there are so many incidents that we are not aware of children who are going to school or trying to get to school on the buses with incidents, accidents, and also criminal activity. So we should be aware of that, and we are actually taking part of committees that are going to address this actively and also legally to make sure that this is not happening over and over and over again. We need to stop it because it is detrimental to our children. And you may not have children in public school, but all children are our children.
That's right.
All of them.
And for most of you who are listening to us today, you're very lucky to be able to hear about the past. During segregation was one thing, but all of our schools during segregation was in our neighborhoods.
That's right.
You walk maybe a half a block and you're in school.
That's true. That's true. It was in the neighborhood. It was convenient, and it's supposed to be convenient for our children.
Neighborhood schools is nothing to play with. If you could ever get that back, if you could fight for that's a special prize.
That's true. And the children, you're familiar with the children in your neighborhood, so you don't have to meet anybody.
Right here in Marrero, they had the Lincoln High School,
right.
and the years I came over here to be the broadcaster for the Lincoln Trojans, they were wonderful. They got their lessons. They had librarians, and they didn't give them the same things they gave the white schools at that time, but the blacks made it good.
That's right.
They brought everything. Some brought things from their home. Mr. Butler and his daughter and all of them. And they made the school qualified.
That's right. And they treated
blacks can do it
with love and care. You know, it was like they were not aliens like some of the teachers are treating the children that's in school now. It's like they don't know anything. They don't know their culture. They don't know their background. They don't give a whirl about it.
And blacks now have the idea now, they've gotten the word to not buy so many automobiles, is to buy some property for your family that you're with now, and then later on as you get older and your children, you'll leave something for them to be able to have a house to live in. And they won't struggle so much in the future years. Buy a house.
That's right. And you have a stable place to stay. Without a house and being somewhere stable, what can you do? You can't act accordingly because you're worried about if you have a place to stay the next day, and no one can put you out of your own house. So that is the benefit of being.
We established the Jim Homes over in Harvey. There was 600 houses over there for the veterans who was coming back from the service, and they established the Jim Homes for them to buy.
Really?
The house, a 4-bedroom house would at that time was $600.
Wow, 4 bedrooms.
And we thought that was high.
Wow. Well, those
well, we didn't know any better.
Yeah, that's all right. But
I said, man, when I get $600, I'm gonna go over there and buy me one of those Jim Homes.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, great. That's wonderful. Well, these days we have houses now in my neighborhoods for over $500,000. That's in Treme.
And you might be living in one of them.
Yeah, maybe. You never know. But I know.
Just your garage might be a.
Well, the lady next door who purchased a house, she paid $600 for hers, and of course we lived in a 2-story.
An upper
house. Yes, upper. They call it a 2-story.
Yeah.
Okay, so duplexes they call it these days. But we were fortunate to purchase the house. Well, my mom and dad was fortunate enough to purchase the house back in it was 1930.
Wow, that was A good year.
1930. That's when they purchased their house. So we still.
I was born in 1930.
Yeah, how you like that? And something
Well,
is coming up. A big day
I-
is coming up soon. Huh?
Yeah, but July the 20th.
July the 20th. Yeah, don't you all forget that. July 20th, Reverend Skip birthday. How old, Rev?
88.
88. Wow, that's a good number. 88. All right, keep it straight.
Right, on 88. Keep it straight on 88. How about
Keep
that?
it straight. So we're going to celebrate your
We'll be
birthday.
telling the people the
can
times
start
I'll come
celebrating
over
now.
here.
Why wait
We'll
until
be
July?
discussing. Well, I can't get it all.
Let's start
We'll
today.
be discussing how it was during segregation.
Okay.
We'll be people who didn't live in segregation. Now the young people will want to know how it was, and we'll from time to time we'll tell them how it was.
Oh, yes, definitely. And it's good to know because you don't want to repeat it.
Right.
So if you know, you see it coming like it's coming now, with the school system and the prison system and also inadequate housing, all of that, all of those issues we're addressing.
The black parents used to have meetings of the parents in the block. They all used to gather in the garage or the shed, and they taught them reading, writing, arithmetic, reading composition, calculus, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Before they got to school to get it, they got it in the garage in the block. They had a lady who used to teach them in the block. So help your neighbors, and when you help your neighbors, you're helping yourself.
That's true. That's true. And I know Miss Annie and Miss Tess used to send us to the store, and we had to count, our change, and that's a way of teaching children how to count money. They taught us that also.
Now you're saying that, but children cannot count money. Now they give the Arabs the money and just walk right out.
Yeah, well, yeah. And they trust. They don't look at their receipts or anything. They trust that these Arabs or whoever they are behind the counter actually are truthful and they're honest people, but they're not. Trust me, they're not. I had to address 2 or 3 of them myself.
And in the 30s and 40s, we had grocery stores.
Right, that's true. That's true.
We
Right
owned everything.
The corner stores.
We had hairdressing
That's right.
parlors.
My mom was
We had 4 or 5
beautician.
chairs in there where you come sit in and get your hair done.
That's true.
And they had training to be all that at the school called Booker T. Washington.
That's true. That's true. And also, there was a very good beautician school for girls of color, on what was called
Which one?
Dryde Street.
Dryde, yeah.
Yeah, it's over at Castle Haley now.
Yeah.
But of
Dryde.
course, yeah. Oh, yes, and they
Uh,
were there.
Miss Winston, who took part in the strike for West Jefferson, Miss Winston was a beautician.
She was?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. And most of the time, beauticians are activists. And the reason why they are is because a lot
Well, the
of
people come to them.
to the shop and they have different issues and different concerns, and they bring it right there to the beauty parlor. And also, guess what else? Where you get your hair cut? The barber shop.
The barber shop.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, they
yeah.
had the
They're
barber
activists,
college at
too.
Genoa Street in Washington Avenue, and you could go back there and give them 50 cents and get
50
if you had 50 cents.
Yeah.
It was so hard to get 50 cents at that time. But if you could go do little jobs in the neighborhood
Right.
and then you earn 50 cents, then you go get your hair cut.
On my way over here, I was right under the bridge on Claiborne and I think Poitras, and was about to approach the ramp. And I saw a man, a woman, and a child, a baby. And not a baby, a adolescent child, that was under the bridge with a sign, and I just thought to myself.
What did it say?
It said, please help us, we're homeless. And, I didn't have time, but I'm going back today to make sure that they have the
They
things
can't
that
go
they
to the
need.
homeless shelter?
Well, I didn't interview them because, I was on my way over here. And I didn't want
We
to
have
be
2
late.
shelters now. We
Yeah.
have the one on Claiborne, and we have the one on O.C. Haley Boulevard.
Right. Yeah, but the shelters are never enough. They never, have documented that it's enough. When I attend the meetings, it's never enough. They're full. They're out of space. And most of the times, as you know, not most of the time, all of the time, if you have a young boy over the age of 12, you cannot enter the shelters. You cannot enter the shelters. And because it's made in a dormitory style, and we have a lot of women with children and young girls that share the same bathroom, I didn't say restroom, bathroom, it is detrimental to their existence. As a matter of fact, it's not illegal, but, it leads them to a lawsuit, if something happens to to one of the children or one of the adults. So therefore, they do not let the young boys after the age of 12 enter into the shelters. That's why Louis Armstrong Family Services definitely was formed back in 1996. So that's still the case today. It hasn't changed at all.
Well, that's a model for you.
Yes, it is a model for a lot of, and I say that because I would like to hear someone say, oh no, we have a place where, the young boys can go, and that has not been done so far. Also, I would like to make the announcement about the lensnola.org. You can go online. If you know anyone that have had a subpoena, an illegal subpoena from the district attorney, please call the Lens. And with that being said, Rab, we're going to take another short break, our last break before the end of the show, and hopefully you enjoy the commercials, and please support.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself,
Soul food. And then there's food for the soul. At a time where we live to eat, the Praline Connection restaurant serves up recipes that reach back into days long gone. You know, the kind of meals your mama cooked up for Sunday dinner. Fried chicken with macaroni and cheese and candied yams, homemade meatloaf with garlic mashed potatoes and string beans, or Nolan's filet gumbo. That's the real soul you get only at the Praline Connection restaurant, located at the Kona, Charters and Frenchman Street in the Marinade.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
Are you looking for a home to live stream your next event? Give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
New morning show alert. New morning show alert. The Warren Ballantyne Show airs daily from 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time, bringing you the news you need to know. The Warren Ballantyne Show, now on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Thank you for joining us, New Orleans Talk Network here in New Orleans, Amarillo, and all over the world. You can definitely download us New Orleans Talk Network. Facebook us, or you can YouTube us
Well,
and take us wherever you go.
Well, life has changed now in the world. You could be living in Harvey, Louisiana, or Marrero, Louisiana, and talk to someone in San Francisco, and talk to them on a daily basis. It's not like the good old days when things were distant. Nothing is distant now. The people in Africa, in the jungles, have telephones, and they're talking to others in Zimbabwe.
That's
so
true.
The world has become a smaller place.
Yes, that's true. And when I was in high school as a Xavier Prep, a long time ago, we had current events. We had a little booklet every Wednesday, I think it was, where we actually discuss the current events. And I remember when you said that, I remember when they said we'll have in one day telephones where we can actually look at the person we're talking to. And this is the day.
That's right. And then more miracles on the way.
Yeah, and years before I used to say, yeah, I remember that. I said, I can't wait to get a telephone where I can actually look at someone and talk to them, And
Einstein.
I said, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Many years pass. But it is. It's here today. So you can actually video talk to someone, and you can look at them as we speak. They have something called Skype also.
Imagine the people in the jungles in Africa sitting down looking at us right now.
Yeah, really and truly, it's happening. So they don't even have current events or civics in the schools
I made sure
anymore.
that to keep the memory going, I wore another tie.
Another tie from?
Rudy Lombard.
Rudy Lombard. If you don't know Rudy Lombard, I'm going to say like one of your pastors used to say, Google it.
Google, that's right.
Rudy Lombard, a great person. He's from the West Bank.
You ought to be able to
also.
be Googled.
His family, yes, from the West Bank, the Lombards. As a matter of fact, one of my schoolmates, Porky Lombard from Xavier Prep, went to Xavier Prep, and also one of his cousins. So we had a lot of Lombards at Xavier Prep. They believed in education.
Education is the key, strictly the key.
And politics.
Right.
So.
I remember when I learned my ABCs, I thought I was the greatest guy in the world.
Yes, really.
A, B, C, D, E. They couldn't shut me up.
Really? You had to sing the song
Oh,
all day
I was
long,
going up and down the street, A, B, C, D.
Really? You thought you was all that?
Yeah, I thought I had it.
Yeah.
I was so excited
that's the
to learn to
beginning.
read. I really was excited.
Well, that's wonderful.
When I learned to read at a little church called Philip Memorial on 4th Street in Greytown, they taught us about that man had a movie. He used to work for the Bennett's camera company, Mr. Ezeb, and he showed the movies, and he'd explain to us and the spelling, him and his wife, and they taught. And after we learned a few words ourselves, we really was excited.
Yeah, well, that's a wonderful thing to learn, because I know when I was in grammar school at St. Peter Claver, we had the nuns there, and believe it or not, they were prejudiced. Some of the light-skinned children, I guess they thought that we didn't notice. They had favors. They sat in the front of the class. They would always go to the board and write things down. They would always go to bring something to Miss Mary or Miss Susie or Sister Clara or one of them. But the darker skinned children, as I was, did not get the acknowledgement. They didn't even acknowledge that we were, in class. But we fought and struggled and learned anyway. I think I told you about the incident when I was supposed to be the Blessed Mary, and they wouldn't let me be the Blessed Mary because the mother of Jesus, I was too dark, and I didn't have the long straight hair and the blue eyes. So they picked one of the other children, one of the other girls, who actually had all of those attributes. And she was the Blessed Mary, but she didn't have to say anything. All she had to do was stay up there. Mary didn't say too much, as it's written. But then they picked me for Mother Goose. I had to remember and learn all those
Stevie Wonder
lines,
sings about that.
all those lines and all of those rhymes, and I was Mother Goose, and I was supposed to be happy about that. Although my mom participated, and I'll never forget that. Every time a character would come out, I would have to say the rhyme, whatever the poem was. So So much for that, segregation and discrimination.
Well,
Catholic
they need to
schools.
know about segregation. Segregation is gone, but so if it ever appears again, and even as they try to begin it, they will recognize it, and they'll be able to stop.
Yeah,
But if you don't know what it
recognize
was
that.
like, then you're subject to get caught
Right.
as a people.
And they don't. I didn't notice, and other children didn't notice, but I did, and it still affected me until this day. So racism goes on, and the Thuglicans are still here, and hopefully we can continue to struggle, and hopefully one day.
Well, it's these modern Republicans, because when Abraham Lincoln was a Republican, he was there. It wasn't that same idea.
Right. Right. Well, I enjoyed this show today with you.
I enjoyed
Skip.
being with you.
Hopefully you'll be back soon. Come over here. Don't you love this place?
But it's beautiful. Yes. I think it's mechanized, and I think it's modern, and it's a step forward to progress.
Yes. And thank you, New Orleans Talk Network, and thank you, listening audience, and we'll see you next week, same time, same
station.
Thank you.
I see trees of green,